Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordumt and we are back for some more Rogue Trader. So, before I started this episode, we had leveled up. So I'm just gonna go over the level ups I did on my main characters here quickly. My main character, I gave him Steady, which will increase the damage of the next range attack with Take Aim by 2% for each cell between the attacker and a target. It could be cool, it might suck, we'll see. And some Medicae. For Mr. Abelard, I went for Impetus, which will deal more damage with charge if we're doing it from a great distance or above 5 cells, and also Medicae. On Pasqal, I went for Skirmish Protocols. There's not really much else to pick, so I'm just giving him a buff to his melee prowess in case he does go into melee. And I gave him some Lore Xenos. For Idira, I went with Weak Hearts, so enemies suffering from blinded, stunned, immobilized or prone effects inflicted by the Psyker, we can now inflict blind, will suffer 10% more damage, just a cool little team buff, and also Medicae. On Cassia, I went for Commanding Voice to increase the range of officer abilities. This is just a quality of life because there's nothing else for me to pick. And also Lore Imperium. And then finally for Argenta, I went for Integrity, 10 more ballistic skill and 2 movement points while at full wounds, and also some Medicae. Other than that, I also went to investigate my colonies here, and I have decided what I want. I want to get some reputation with the Casbali Commission, so I am going to do the projects that do give me reputation. In this case, the Rose of Samarkand in Janus, and in Dargonus, I have to do the Casbalican Auction. I need Xenotech, which I don't have, but I can just do this. This contract right here, Pyramids of Death, I can swap 3 Profit Factor for 3 Xenotech. I will do it. We have a lot of Profit Factor at this point. And with that, I can go to Dargonus and start the Casbalican Auction. It will also give me Profit Factor, so it's like net 0. It costs Xenotech, gives me Profit Factor, I'm back to the same point I was with Reputation. And then finally on Kavagama, I want to go for Warp Revelations. I've mentioned this item a couple of times before, but I think I really do want it now. And I'm kind of counting on this being a helmet, because if it's not a helmet, I'm gonna be upset. The wearer side rating is increased by 1, which is already very good. And as long as the wearer has 100% wounds, they deal plus 5 times the willpower bonus % additional damage with their psychic powers and psyker staffs. So if we think about Idira, she has over 100 willpower baseline. So if you stack that with Voice of Command, or Reveal the Light, or even Idira's own buffs, it just goes up and up and up. So baseline, we're already dealing an additional 50% or even more additional damage every time we attack, and with the buffs, it's easy to go above 200 willpower, which means we'll be doing double damage essentially with Idira, or even more. The great thing here holding this back is that you need to be at 100% wounds. I think we can make it work because we are able to generate a lot of temporary wounds. So I'm kind of hoping that we can get this done and not suffer too much with it. And I want to try it out, just to see if it is actually good and if it's worth it. I do need reputation with the explorators, above 50,000, which is a lot. But I have done the maths, and I do know we can get it. So let's just go here to our bridge. We're gonna get this reputation, we're gonna start that colony project. And then we're gonna kind of walk around the area just to finish those projects and see what we get. Because I believe if I did the math correctly, I have enough reputation to get the Casbali Commission maxed, to get some extra stuff from the Imperial Navy as well. I'll actually just start there, because these are never shared. Okay, we even get this new thing here. Gives us more speed, but with low acceleration and braking. I will take it, and we can try it out. So I think I can get max reputation with the Casbali Commission. I'm just gonna wait until the projects are done so I can get the extra points here. I can get the necessary points on the explorators and also get a cool item as well. But for right now, let's just focus on getting to 50,000. So we're gonna start with the big ones, which are gonna be the Holy Gifts and Heretic Trophies. So Heretic Trophies, these can go. Mechanicus Creations as well. Ship components, I think, are also desired. Yes, they are. Now, the Holy Gifts are the big ones, because it's 500 each. Wait! I don't need all of... What? Okay, I went overboard somewhere. I think maybe I don't need these. Why do I think that I needed more than this? Wait, I need 50,000. So that's 16,000 that I need. Never mind. Okay, I'm doing this right. Okay, so let's go back to what I had here. Okay, so let's just trade. So I need 6,000 more. Okay, 4,000 more. And for this, the armor kits are worth 150. And then what else? I have provisions, I have miscellaneous, I have ranged weaponry, and I have fuel, which are all worth the same thing. Okay, so I'll go for the ranged weaponry, I guess. Okay. Get some provisions as well, why not? This would put us at 4,000. Maybe this is like enough. Need a little bit more just. Okay, I think this is more than enough. So we're gonna go back over here. We're gonna start our project. And now we are gonna wait until the project's complete. Okay, still ongoing, but on Kiavagama. Okay, so I'm just gonna skip through this. I don't want to waste a lot of time on this. If you guys want to read the story here, I will encourage you to pause the video and read through it. I'm just gonna go for it. And I'm just gonna explore all of the options as well. This was a long one also. Okay, so the usual what do my advisors make of this, because currently we only have 3 options. Pasqal intervenes, Idida intervenes, and Cassia intervenes. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. But they are tied to a check. So the first one is going to give us complacency +1 and a cognisimulacrum EF ultima octodecimum. What a name. Grants 25 logic. Cool. The weather gains the solve simulacrum ability that costs 3 AP and triggers a logic test for the wielder with a minus 167 penalty. Holy crap. On success, solve simulacrum is removed. The cognitive simulacrum is destroyed. 25... Wait, it destroys the item? Okay. The bonus loss and the weather permanently gains the paradox solve feature. This character can use a heroic act regardless of their momentum without spending momentum. Okay. Okay, this is actually good. But the only person that can actually make use of this check here or can pass it is going to be Pasqal. And Pascal's heroic act is the least interesting one. So it's not very necessary, this thing. Complacency +1, security +1, security +1, and null Caliph's concentrator boards. +5 torpedo speed. Is this movement tiles? It is. This is actually quite nice. I think only the people that intervened in the conversation can actually contribute to these checks. And we do not have Argenta here. Okay, so I think that if I cannot pass the check, I'm not gonna get the buff? Question mark? I'll go for this one then. 87% chance to win it. Could be an interesting item just because it's kind of unique. Okay, we got it. Okay, it's done. New item for Idira. And now we just have to pass some time to complete the rows of Samarkand. And I can do that by simply moving over here, for example. Okay, completed. Yep, got it. So, now we go back to the bridge. And we are going to check out what we can do. Because I'm afraid I'm repeating myself here, but I'm not sure if I said it. I think if I did the math correctly, I can get maximum reputation with a couple of factions here. Well, when I say a couple, what I really mean is the Kasbalika mission. And then I want to get some more reputation with the Explorators, and then I want to go for the Drusians, is what I want to do. So we're currently at 44,250. And there's still a ways to go, because it goes up to 30. But I think we actually have a lot. Yeah, we do. We have more than enough to reach the maximum. So let's do the same thing. Start with the big ones, which are going to be the Xeno artifacts. And it goes up to level 30, correct? Yeah, 30. It goes up at about a rate of, I think, like 1,000 per level up. Yeah, so 6,000 puts me at 22. Yeah, it's pretty much like 1,000 per level up. 27, 28, 29, and this is the maximum. So I need 350. What is worth it here? So heretic trophies and Xeno artifacts. Ah, jewelry as well. Okay, so 300. I just need 50, so it's gonna be like miscellaneous. Maxed. Awesome. So why did I want this so badly? Because of this trinket. This is like the main reason why I want to go here. The wielder single shots and deadeye shots reduce the target's deflection by damage dealt. This is going to fix a lot of Argenta's problems. Because the main problem she has is dealing with deflection. I guess the other problem is dealing with armor as well, but deflection is a big one, and this will cut out a lot. And then what we have? An Iconoclast Zealot armor, which I don't think really matters too much for us. This one, least priority targets as long as they have no enemies adjacent. This could be cool. But I think other than this, I wanted this for Idira, but I think she picked up a similar one or even a better one. Doesn't matter, this one here. Heretical, which sucks, no thank you. Implacable Tempest is the last weapon, two-handed dodge reduction. 4 times ballistic skill bonus damage to enemies with more than 60% armor. I guess I can pick it up. And what else? I guess I can take the grenades. Drukari helmet, doesn't matter. I can take the sword for Ulfar. Although I think he's going to be using the axe. These are Drukari. Drukari. Let's get the nice medkits. Drukari. Automatically pass coercion test. I don't think it's gonna... I'm not gonna metagame this, so... get flash. I take all the grenades even though I never use them. Don't ask me why, I don't know why. This is awesome. This is freaking awesome, but it's Drukari equipment. Maybe I'll give at some point Abelard, Aldari, Drukari proficiencies. This doesn't matter too much, it's also Drukari. Eldari. And then these here I could already get, which I don't really need. Get the medkits. This was the stuff that I really wanted before I saw the other one. I guess I can still pick it up. This would be an upgrade, I think, for Ulfar as well. But I believe that the rest is no longer interesting. Take that, just because. Okay. So, these are done. I want to go to the explorators now, because there's some cool stuff here, like more medkits. This holy symbol that gives us tech use and logic, and you can reroll the checks as well. A toxin grenade. These boots will give us more parry and rerolling dodge. Could be interesting. Controlled shots. No, thank you. Neurostimulants. I guess maybe for Ulfar. I want to try this out on Pasqal. No. Grenades. The ancient plasma rifle, which I think is worse than what we have. Holy power armor. This is going to be for Ulfar as well. A flamer for Ulfar as well. A lot of stuff for Ulfar. Get the medikits. This is an amazing helmet for Iliad. Just look at this crap. The weathers that I shot on an opening deals an additional 30% of the target's maximum wounds % damage. On Iliad, everything I do is that I shot, basically. So it's kind of insane, I think. It does need to be on an opening, but still. A new axe for Pasqal. Elder Flow would be for Iliad. I'm gonna get this hammer just because... I can't get it, okay. So, but the big one I want here is gonna be this one here, this heavy armor. Tempestus Elite Carapace. 80% armor, only 3 deflection, which is very low, but it gives you plus carouse divided by 10 deflection. And I think Abelard has above 100 carouse, which means he's gonna get at least 10 deflection from over here. Also, 30% dodge is nothing to scoff at, so it's gonna be cool. So I need to reach level 32, and I believe we can. So what can we trade here? This guy likes holy gifts, heretic trophies, and ship components. I don't think I have any of these anymore. Yeah, I don't. Mechanicus creations, armor kits. I have nothing of the sort, so we're gonna have to go for the other stuff. So, provisions. I need 1,200 right now. And now I need 2,000 more. Let's leave the fuel. Actually, let's not. Okay, we still have a lot of fuel, so 2,000 more. We go up 32, we can now pick up the cool items. So give me this. And what did this one do? The wearer always auto-dodges the first hit from each attacker on the battlefield. It's not bad. It is not bad. The rest of these things, though, I don't think I need them. Negating damage with the hollow field emitter is cool. I don't think I really need it. But I mean, it is good. But I would need to check if I want to swap cloaks on somebody. I don't want to do that right now. And next I'm gonna try and get as much reputation with the Drusians. I doubt I'll be able to reach this, but if I could get the Commander's Chrono, I would be very, very happy. With all of these shenanigans done, let's actually equip our new items. So, I think Iliad can make use of the Vivisector's Visor. This one for tech use and logic would go to Pasqal. But this gives me 25 bonus to tech use. And this one gives me 10 to all skills, and we can re-roll any failed skill test. Okay. Maybe this should be on my main character, actually. Okay, so I'm dealing with coercion, I'm dealing with commerce, and I'm dealing with persuasion. And Medicaid. And he's dealing with lore Xenos, tech use, logic. I guess you keep it for now. Oh, it's a necklace. Grants the wearer's int bonus % dodge to the wearer and their allies. I prefer that one. Extra parry and rerolling failed dodge tests. This can actually go for you. Sure. The portable deflector is not for you. Okay, so the cool armor. Let's see what we get. So yeah, we're at 6 deflection right now. And 65% armor, which is actually 70. If we swap for this, we go from 6, 70, 44. Oh yeah. To 17, 85, 59. And with Steel Shell, the talent we gave him, this is gonna double for single target attacks. Yeah, we're at 130 carouse. Oh yeah, baby. I'm happy there. I am happy there. Okay, so the next thing we have is gonna be... I want to test this on you. I'm kind of sad because I did give him heavy armor proficiency, and he also has the Steel Shell talent. So I don't think I want to give up on deflection right now, but I just want to test this. Because this will give me armor based on tech use. So we go from 6, 8, 34. And by the way, which item is this? Gladiator mesh, okay. 6, 8, 34. Yeah, no. I want the other one. Okay. The power armor is gonna go for Ulfar. Even though I'm not gonna use him anymore. It is strictly better. Yes, it is. Can you use this? No, because it's Astartes equipment. It's specific for Ulfar. I think I want to give the bayonet chain knife to Abelard. Yeah, I believe so. So you can get this thing here. And Abelard can get the bayonet knife. Actually, I might prefer this. Although, I could give the bayonet knife to him and the bead of might to Argenta. Yeah, we're swapping a bunch of stuff here, I'm sorry. Okay, so new axe is gonna go for him. This ancient plasma rifle has a good deal more damage, but less armor penetration. I guess I'll take it, because I think I prefer the extra damage here. This is also for you. Even though I think he's gonna be using the axe. This is also better. Argenta. So Argenta, I want to give her the armor piercing ammo. For sure. And I will take out the metronome. And what else? The Implacable Tempest. I don't think I care about that. The helmet for Idira. It is a helmet. Okay, cool. So we lose 10 to willpower. But we get a lot extra damage. This weird thing. I'm not even sure how I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'll test it out soon. Was this everything? Which staff are you using here? It's the staff of House Cassini. Don't care for that. I will just give her the red crystal stuff. I'm just gonna use this one. This Astronomican Regalia is just the best one, I think. The weather becomes the least priority target as long as they have no enemies or allies adjacent. Sure. Or do you want this? For every kill, the weather increases the chance by 5%. I don't need that. Okay, get this. Become the least priority. That could be very useful. And I think that's all I need, right? This bolt pistol is quite nice. Wait, what? Rate of fire 6, max ammo 4? Ah, rate of fire 4. Okay, it's because of her buff. Okay. So this axe is what Ulfar is going to be using. Because it is a lot better than... Yeah. There you go. And these here already equipped. Okay. So I think I have everything. Okay. I think I have everything here. So a lot of cool upgrades. Now, with that done, even me trying to go fast, it still takes a lot of time. Visit the Hermetico. So where is this place? System Speculo. I'm gonna quick save because I don't want to go through that again. But as you saw, we picked up a lot of cool things. So it's a good thing we did this. I am just going to equip my new item here as well. I'm not sure if low acceleration and braking is better than strong acceleration and braking. I'm thinking it's worse. I'm gonna try it out and see how I like it. And we're gonna go to System Speculo, right? Which is connected to Trinitos, which means Trinitos is connected to... Oh god. I think this connects to Mundus Valencius. Okay, let's see if I make this right. Sometimes navigating the map is not the easiest thing in the world. Okay. Yeah, so I can jump all the way to Trinitos. And from here, I can lower the difficulty and go to System Speculo. Okay. Oh my god. There is a lot of stuff here. I believe Pasqal is the last person... Is my last companion for which I have not completed this is companion quest. Explorator Flotilla. Are they surrounding the Hermetico? Your Lordship, hailing the ship surrounding the Hermetico's wreck led to receiving the following transmission. We are the Cognizance fleet. We praise the Messiah of Discontinuing. We remain in prayer. We remain on standby. Let Cycle Be Discontinued. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. We are the Cognizance fleet. We praise the Messiah of Discontinuing. Okay. Pasqal, looks like we have a gathering of believers in discontinuing the cycle. Confirmed, the numbers of adherents of discontinuing the cycle does not correspond with the earlier prognosis. The willingness to declare one's commitment to the teachings of Blessed Amarnath is anomalous. This unit is intrigued. Anything unusual about these ships? Yes, your lordship. We are picking up traces of recent combat on many of the vessels. Numerous traces. Oh, demolition. I passed it, okay. Based on the initial radiation background assessment, it appears that an Adeptus Mechanicus weapon has been used against them. I hypothesize that the schism within the Cognizance fleet has reached a climax. My tech comrades raised arms against one another. It is with sorrow that I registered this information in the archive. Patch in one of the captains. It will be done, your lordship. Request denied. We are receiving only the message voiced earlier. Let's request a landing aboard their vessel. We have received a standard denial of request message, your lordship. What outrageous impudence. let's leave them alone. So, do I just go there? Your lordship, according to the ship's registry, we're looking at the Ark Mechanicus Hermetico. We picked up a Vox signal coming from her. Permission granted. May the Messiah of Discontinuing reveal the way to a safe docking gate. Perception test. The raspy voice of the person who recorded the message is vaguely familiar to you, but you cannot put your finger on it. Requesting the right to participate in the first boarding party. Evaluating shuttle docking options. Is it a safe docking port? Not at the moment, your lordship. The damage to the hull makes observations difficult and the surviving vacuum locks are sealed shut. I hypothesize that the proper vacuum lock may be opened using my personal access code. Justification, a message from the Ark Mechanicus. What do we know about the ship? Each Ark is a sanctuary for the Adeptus Mechanicus. Every such ship is a relic. They are incredibly ancient and were made to search for the sacred standard template construct patterns. Legends tell of entire forge worlds that were literally disassembled for parts to make such vessels. In any case, she is a ruin of her former glory. We observed numerous traces of internal decompression, but not a single sign of aggression carried out from the outside. For what it's worth, some of the decks look intact, at least from the outside. We're also picking up strange radiation emanating from the hull. We believe the ship has been in the processional of the damned for a long time. Assemble the boarding crew? It will be done, your lordship. So, Dream Team is going in. Let's see what's up. Pasqal. I am actually very intrigued by his quest. This whole cycle of discontinuing Amarnath and whatnot is very cool. I think my formation is messed up, yeah. No. It's like this, yeah, okay. The hulls of this holy ship feel strangely familiar to me. The coordinator screen glows faintly. You take a closer look and realize it has been gutted, its innards replaced with candles that cast glints on the black plexiglass. It's very dark here. Tech tribesmen. Are these statues?
It's about time.
Okay, he's alive. These barbarians are pillaging the ship's supplies. I am registering a category 9 heresy. I can't... Oh, Abel! He came with me. Quiet and mysterious as always, Abel Hanuman's demeanor is a mixture of cautiousness and curiosity as he inspects the ship's ruined interior. When you approach him, he acknowledges you by saying softly, "Dad's footsteps were heard here." My tech comrade insisting on taking part in this excursion. This is as much of a priority mission for him as it is for me. We are both expecting to meet our mentor, Amarnath. Do you understand what's going on here? Abel averts his eyes in embarrassment and says, almost shyly, "A hunt. The hunter is coming." The hunter? The maimed hunter? Pasqal places a mechadendrite claw on Abel's shoulder, demanding an answer. Abel nods. The maimed hunter. That persona occurred in the data I decrypted. Unfortunately, the sum total of information on it is very near zero. Abel, why did you decide to come with us? The cycle is on the verge of being discontinued. Doubt has opened its maw wide, bidding us enter. Leave him alone. I am registering evidence that a Volkite carbine was fired here. I am registering a protocol violation. Use of weapons by Adeptus Mechanicus soldiers inside one of the ship's bays. Tech Shaman. The elderly Tech Shaman looks up at you with dim eyes. He smells strongly of exhaust fumes. Have you come to speak to the great Pref, ghosts? Pref will not speak your lesser tongue, but I can help. I can interpret. Look at him. The aging barbarian's skin is covered in tattoos of mechanisms, as if the ink drawings of cogs could pass for actual augmetics. Wires and scraps of flex tubing are braided into his hair, as well as shards from a broken data slate screen. Cogitator circuit boards hang on threads from his large ceremonial drum. I am registering category 6, 7 and 8 heresies in this tribesman vestments. Only enlightened tech priests are authorized to dismantle and interact with the bodies of sacred machines, and painting the skin in crude imitation of true flesh is a profane mockery. It is how I venerate the iron spirits who have done their duty and passed into nothingness, Ghost. I do this in the hope that I might gain some of their wisdom. This statement is false. I am not registering any veneration. Who is Pref? Our deck's great patron spirit, who protects it and watches over everything that happens on it. Pref used to be a kind father to us until wicked people tricked him. That was when he disowned the mortals who lived here. He wiped the names of everyone who used to be under his patronage from his memory and no longer recognized their faces. Since then, Pref has been a harsh and cruel-hearted master who is deaf to our prayers. Pref, hypothesis. The barbarians using this debased designation to refer to a prefect enumerator, an especially sacred cogitator served by all on the deck's junior machine spirits. I am registering a category 6 heresy. The tribesman claims to communicate with it. Only enlightened adepts of the Omnisci are permitted to interact directly with the prefect enumerator. Hypothesis. The part of the legend that speaks of disowning the mortals and forgetting their faces describes the removal of access rights from authorized units. For reasons unknown, the prefect enumerator was ordered to cease accepting commands from outsiders. How do you talk to Pref? The tech shaman raises the roaring mechanical sensor and he inhales a lungful of its aromatic exhaust fumes. The tribesman's eyes grow dim and he puts his hands on his drum. His fingers strike the taut synthetic leather with remarkable deftness and rhythm, like this. Pasqal frowns and says darkly, I am registering a Blast it, layman. This blessed smoke is meant for the sacred machines, not your lungs. Then the tech priest falls silent and listens carefully before uttering in astonishment. This primitive melody is a language. Our language. A variety of rhythm-based tech vernacular in which meaning is created by the lengths of pauses between the signals. Okay, let's leave.
None shall stand in my way.
Goods. This vessel is furnished throughout with extraordinarily ancient and sacred mechanisms. What a great temple it used to be. How dare they set up camp right in the heart of the sacred machine? This is sacrilege against the blessed remains. This noble warrior's armor and augments are undamaged and yet they are dead. What killed them?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
The majestic metal statue is frozen in a menacing combative pose. This is odd. I see scratch marks from a serval claw on this venerable Skitarius' armor. This ancient warrior's flesh was once enhanced with priceless augmentics, but they are dormant now. This tribesman avoids your gaze and makes a strange gesture, probably some kind of ritual as you approach. I am registering residual traces of paper combustion inside this cortex casing. Did they fuel this repository of knowledge with books? Okay, and I'm guessing that this is where we're gonna talk to the people in charge. What kind of paranoia droid... Oh, I couldn't read. What kind of paranoia drove the crew to place the cannon platform here in the very heart of the ship? This is over there. The handprints and footprints indicate that the locals have turned the sacred Ungen tank into something like a ritual font.
Follow my lead!
I recognize the pattern of the chant. They are imitating a reactor shutdown vigil. And something simply ordered the spirit of this machine to die. The bay was breached from the inside. Traces of scaling suggest the use of a melter charge. Okay. So let's speak with the chief. Oh, no. Now everything is clear. A battle was fought here, and during the preparations for it, Amarnath declared the Observatorium off limits. Okay. The lean, hunchbacked man studies you with his piercing gaze. One of his eyes looks you up and down, the other has been replaced by a bulky augmetic, ancient and adorned with gold, but is deactivated for some reason. He states in a dry voice, the ghosts of nothingness have entered the deck of the Akgen tribe. What is Pasqal saying, by the way? Never mind. I greet your tribe, we come in peace. The man shrugs indifferently, his voice is tinged with sympathy. It does not matter, you are ghosts. Closer look. The middle-aged man carries a potentia coil on his shoulders, after the manner of tech priests. It is held in place by straps and is not connected to anything. Its weight has given him a hunched back. One of his arms has been replaced by an exquisite tech scribe augmetic, but the quills and styli are incredibly dull, as though they have been scraped against bare rock and the limb's servo motor is dormant. The sight of the mangled dogmatic elicits a pained grimace from Pasqal. I'm registering evidence of precious true flesh being operated in unacceptable conditions. The markings indicate that this sacred metal was fashioned many centuries ago on blessed Mars. Putting it to such crude and careless use is an insult to the Omnissiah. Who are you? The undertakers of the world that expired in the great discontinuing of the cycle, the mourners holding an eternal requiem for the universe. Fascinated by the answer, Pasqal says quietly, let the cycle be discontinued. A wan, condescending smile graces the man's lips. It was discontinued a long time ago. Do you believe the world has perished? This statement is true. The world ceased to exist a very long time ago. It turned to nothingness, to ashes. All that's left are these ruins, the last shard of the universe, its cenotaph. What do you think destroyed the universe? The unthinkable was wrought, the cycle was discontinued. The tribesman's mind is full of the most unenlightened superstition. Why does this unit seemingly know less than some primitive barbarian? Is that good or bad? Neither, it just happened. But it was a grievous event and we grieve. Is that why you call us ghosts? Yes, there is only nothingness outside this ship. Sometimes it spits out ghosts born out of the world's ashes and they wander in. The sight of you saddens us, for we mourn you. Alas, there is nothing we can do to help you since you do not exist. I see. The man sighs and makes a sign with his hands that is vaguely reminiscent of a tech priest's gesture to ward off evil. Pasqal, what do you make of these people? Hypothesis. This primitive community is made up of descendants of low-ranking technomats who once serviced this deck. The name Akgen derives from category Akgen. Ak stood for the Acolyte category, which serviced the main decks. Gen referred to service staff who were assigned general as opposed to specialized maintenance duties. The man looks at you and Pasqal with indifference. He does not seem to have understood a single word. How do you survive here and what do you do? We hold a vigil for all of existence, and the spirits of the mechanisms give us water, food, and nutrient mix. We thank them for that with rites of machine servicing and maintenance. So commands the great entity. I am registering multiple deviations from the catechism of maintenance and operation in the actions of these units. Hypothesis. The breaches of sacred instructions do not stem from malicious lapse into heresy. They are a consequence of the rite having been lost to memory. A grave heresy, but not as profane. The voice from the Vox is full of sorrow and reproach. Who or what is the great entity? The supreme deity, the spirit of wisdom and revelations. It bears the name Marnat. Hammernat? The name grabs Pasqal's attention. He says sternly, I am registering a meaningful linguistic pattern, requesting all available information on Marnat. Marnat is a divine being of great wisdom. It was this great wisdom that discontinued the cycle, and all who had partaken of it lapsed into nothingness. We never partook of the wisdom, which is why we exist. And I have nothing to tell you about it, Ghost. You talk to us, your kinfolk do not. Why? I am the Fabricator General. My shoulders bear the sacred burden of leadership. The man shifts his shoulders, bent under the potentia coil resting upon them. The others fear you, as ghosts can carry the living away into nothingness, but I am protected by Marnat's grace. Pasqal's roar is like the blaring alarm of an extractor. Fabricator General, I am registering heresy. The man listens to the tech priest's outburst without flinching. The universe must have a Fabricator General, the supreme priest of the Omnissiah. There is none other to hold that title, therefore it is mine. Seen anything unusual lately? The echo of an old crime was heard beneath the arching vaults of our home. The tribesman nods at you gloomily. A ghost of nothingness walked among us, of like appearance to you but without a face. He spoke words that must not be spoken and then penetrated the chamber of observers. And our abode was shaken by the wrath of the gods for days, and we felt as though we were drifting through nothingness. Pasqal lowers his head and says quietly, that is him, my mentor, Amarnat. What did he look like? His brow bore the mark of sorrow and past misdeeds, and his voice was like seeping sand. Was he alone? No. Other ghosts walked with him, but he alone had a mind and a will, the others at his bidding. What is the Chamber of Observers? An abode of deities and mighty spirits secluded from mortals. The man points toward the entrance to the lift shaft. Down this great tube they used to descend to the mortals. Now they have all retired to the House of Observers, the calm and keen-sighted, there to remember and mourn the world that once was. The unit has given us a distorted description of the observatorium. The bay that housed the Hermetico's bridge. There, under a grand dome of glasscrete, the wisest hierarchs of the Ark Mechanicus would spend time in reflection and strive to discern the ominous guiding signs in the glitter of the stars. Pasqal hesitates and adds worriedly, "Correction, this data is a hypothesis. An archived search will yield no confirmation of this data. My possession of it is an anomalous cognitive fluctuation. I want to get in there." "Abandon this thought. Your kind can't go in there. The Great Tube was made for the travels of gods, not mortals. Only one who has the blessing of Pref, the Great Spirit who rules this deck, may approach the Great Tube. But even such a one will have tried in vain, for the Great Tube spirits have sealed its gate and will only open it to those that know the Divine Word. And the rust rates ensure that humans don't seal the Word. They'll make short work of any thief." Divine Word? What Divine Word? Words command of all of existence. The gods rule the universe using words of power. There was a time when mortals too were granted knowledge of them, but that time died along with the world. Hypothesis. The term Divine Word refers to a command litany. A thorough understanding of the situation aboard the Hermetico will allow me to select the correct litany and recite it to the mechanisms that are still operational. Okay, I think we've done this before, but who is the Spirit Pref? The master of this deck, the second most important god after Marnat. Mortals cruelly betrayed its trust once and he hasn't talked to them or protected them since. Pref only ever answers the shaman's invocations and only occasionally at that. The tribesman's profane speculations most likely describe an important machine spirit that remains awake, requesting a conversation with the unit identified as the shaman. What are rust raids? The man points at one of the motionless statues. The ancient ones, the servants of the gods. They used to be the gods' great warriors. Now they guard the peace of this universal cemetery and see to it that mortals don't challenge the divine order. The Skitari, the deck guard. These immortal servants are an elite detachment of the crew blessed with the most ancient and wondrous augmetic enhancements. They could survive in a sleeping state for centuries even. I guess that's what they're in. After a brief pause, a whisper comes from his vox. Their presence here is unusual. Typically, the immortals only leave their storage chapel on special orders from the bridge. So how did the faceless ghost get in? He knew the secret. The spell was not of divine origin. Its power surpassed that of the gods. It was born in the mysterious depths of irregularity, and soon after a mortal first uttered it, the world was no more. Pasqal waves back and right at him in annoyed dismissal and says impatiently, "The blessed Amarnath can command any mechanism on this ship. The indoctrinal heresy uttered by this unit is unworthy of attention." Your guesses are amazingly spot on, Pasqal. The tech priest is taken aback. He pauses to think, then says with no great confidence, "This statement is false. Each of the hypotheses was logically deduced from our present situation." "I see. Good. Don't seek to enter the god's abode, Ghost. It is no place for you." "I must take my leave. Farewell, Ghost. I hope nothingness summons you back into its embrace soon." Okay, so a lot of quests were popping up there. No, not that. Okay, so get to the observatorium. The lift up the observatorium is blocked. To reach the ship's bridge, visitors will have to find a way to remove the lockdown and make the system obey Pasqal's orders. Find clues that could explain why the lift is blocked. I think we've done this already by checking out the clues. And meet the Pref spirit. I think Pasqal wanted to speak with the shaman. And wasn't the shaman the guy over here? Yeah. "We have come to plead for Pref's benevolence. Every word you say is accompanied by a series of quick drum taps in a complex, choppy rhythm. Crackling comes in response from a vox hidden somewhere inside the wall. The tech shaman tilts his head and says, 'The great Pref would like to know who is speaking to him.' The prefect enumerator is running an identification procedure. Given existing data on the machine spirit's refusal to follow orders within the chain of command, I predict that standard identifiers will be assigned a low priority. If the machine spirit speaks the tech priest language, do we even need an old man? Introduce yourself formally, Pasqal. Tell him you are the messiah of discontinuing. Or volunteering too much information to an unknown is not an idea, lie, and blah blah blah. Let's just be honest. Introduce yourself formally, Pasqal. This unit is Magos Explorator Pasqal Hanneman, a member of the Cognizance Fleet, presenting doctrinal compliance and algorithmic obedience certificates. The indicator on Pasqal's new consciousness glows. New data lights up Pasqal's new spheric aura that no layperson can see. The tech shaman translates Pasqal's words into quick taps on his drum, its dangling circuit board jingling dramatically. He inhales the aromatic exhaust of his roaring sensor, listens carefully, and says in a strained voice. Pref asks why he should treat your words with respect and not scorn them. Pasqal's voice becomes dry and bristly. The machine spirit is requesting to know this unit's access privileges. It refused to submit to a stranger's will without a compelling reason. Machine spirits can be capricious and undisciplined. After years without sanctified maintenance, this one may have forgotten all about obedience. Normally, in cases like these, a tech priest would bring the wayward spirit to its senses with a shock from an electric prod or a blow from a wrench, accompanied by the litany of uninterrupted obedience, like just smack it on the side. I love it. Yeah, I'll go with this. I think a show of force in order to show this machine in its place. Bzz. This statement is true. Pasqal extends a hand toward the machine, which is enveloped in showers of sparks. The Kraken attack priest's armored respirator shines a bright green. There is steel in his voice. My power is my authorization. Acknowledge it or you will regret it, wayward spirit. The tech shaman shouts out in fear and shakes his drum frantically. Pref acknowledges your power, Ghost. He does. He asks why you seek his friendship. A pained rattle comes from Pasqal's vox as he touches the crack in his armor, which is no longer glowing. He looks as though he has a sudden toothache, then says with effort, Hypothesis. The prefect enumerator's request is to be interpreted as, what is the purpose of your visit? I'm going to defer to Pasqal on this, I think. You know the answer yourself, Pasqal. I have come to discontinue the cycle. The tech shaman listens to the crackling coming from the hidden vox in response and shakes his head contritely. The great Pref does not recognize your name or your face. He will not grant you his friendship and bids you to leave. Pasqal's vox hisses angrily and he shakes his head. The prefect enumerator's reaction is anomalous. Such disregard for regalia can only be explained by a protocol signifying an extreme degree of danger to the vessel. So what exactly does this actually mean? The ancient servitor seems dead. The infrequent twitching of his head is the only glimmer of life left in him. The numerous augmetic regalia embedded in the body of this servant of the Omnissiah speak to his high standing and devoutness. Can you activate him, Pasqal? The tech priest carefully touches the servitor's withered body with his becadendrites. Data spikes slide out of them and sink into the servitor's augmetics. Pasqal's vox sounds thoughtful and slightly puzzled. I identify this unit as Magus Logis Ectodon 11. The unit received 7 commendations for advances in astrography recorded in the Fleet Archive. The unit, he liked watching the stars. He called them beacons left for us by the Omnissiah. The servitor gives a jolt, raises his head and fixes his augmented eyes on you. The large black circles of his visors are cloudy and covered in scratches. A pained moan comes from the speaker on the servant's throat. Unit status operational. Unit identifies itself as no data available. Error, malfunction. The Omnissiah knows what? Pasqal sighs heavily. He is suffering. This unit is long past its operational life expectancy, but the particularly ancient and sacred true flesh it was awarded for its outstanding service to the fleet is still prolonging its years. Do you know him? This statement is false. My archive has no record of any encounter with this unit or any archives requests concerning it. I just know, and I grieve. Pasqal touched the servitor's pale skin covered in inky cacography. The tribespeople inscribed this body with a blessed manual of maintenance and repair. Hypothesis. Ignorant as to the true purpose of this litany, they perceived it as a health replenishing magic spell. Tech Brother Ectodon 11. This unit identifies itself as Pasqal Hanuman. Can you hear me? Do you know me? Can you tell me what happened here? A jumble of sounds comes from the service's speakers as if a very old man who has outlived his faculty of speech is trying to utter once familiar words now strange to him. Then suddenly a spark lights up in his visors and he utters with great strain. Executing function. All reserve capacities engaged in executing primary function. We would like to go up to the observatorium. Request denied. The rattle in the servitor's voice could be easily mistaken for indignation. Access to the lift system denied. Service is in obscuratoria mode. An obscuratoria is a complete ban on holy ministry within the compound. Any and all sacred maintenance procedures are deferred until after the ban is lifted. An obscuratoria is declared when a temple has been compromised by suspected corruption, before a battle, or in the event of a major critical incident. Hypothesis. Obscuratoria was declared ahead of a battle in order to hinder a hostile infiltration of the observatorium. Knowing the reason enables this unit to deactivate the containment protocol. Pasqal, unblock the lift. Pasqal enunciates solemnly, accompanying each word with binary commands. As its first pronouncement, this unit declares that no security threat to the High Observatorium is present. As its second pronouncement, this unit orders the operation of the lift system to be restored. As its third pronouncement, this unit confirms its authorization to issue that order. The servitor's jerky movement is accompanied by a shower of sparks from his mouth. His optical visor makes a series of clicks. Unit's hierarchical rank not recognized. Authorization to give orders unconfirmed. Awaiting confirmation. This unit is not part of the Hermetico chain of command. It must introduce itself to the ship's system for confirmation of its authority. Okay, so I'm kind of getting lost then. But can I do this again? Point at the surrounding ruins. Are you sure this is not a compelling reason? Merit. Why are you seeking the friendship? Yeah, you know the answer ourselves. Discontinue the cycle. If the machine spirit speaks the tech priest language, we even need the old man. Said but this is false. The idiom is a distinctive vernacular most likely only used by the ship's crew. It is intuitively familiar to this unit but not intelligible. Okay. So let's lie and say that you are an authorized inspector from the fleet's conclave. Pasqal looks at you disapprovingly and says with evident reluctance, this unit is a tech nuncio sent by the Supreme Conclave of Cognizant's fleet to investigate, presenting code regalia. The indicator on Pasqal's neuroculture glows. His noospheric aura lights up with new data as fake credentials are generated in the deep recesses of the conscious circuitry. The shaman translates Pasqal's words into quick taps, blah blah. Pref asks why you should treat your words with respect and not scorn them, so the same thing as before. Okay. Show of order. Okay, let's do the same thing then. No, same thing. Extreme decree of danger to the vessel. Is this because there are ships outside trying to attack or something?
It's about time.
I am not sure what to do here.
A new challenge for me?
Do I have to like go outside and kill the ships? Okay, this feels odd to me. I'm going to try some combinations here, but if this fails, I'm gonna just end the episode, I think. Okay, so talk to him. Tell him you are the Messiah of Discontinuing. Tell him you're on the mission from Amarnath. Perhaps Spirit knows who he is. You speak, but the Great Pref isn't convinced. He chooses to remain deaf or indifferent. God damn it. Okay. I have to remove the lockdown and make the system obey Pasqal's orders. Okay. Let me see.
None shall stand in my
I feel
way.
like I have to go out and make the ships go away or fight them. Your lordship, according to the ship's registry, we're looking at the Ark Mechanicus Hermetico. We picked up a voxel coming from her. I know. What? We've done this already. What about you? And you? Okay. I'm going to finish the episode here. I feel like I probably missed some kind of interactable, or maybe I have to speak with Abel.
I won't tolerate weakness.
What do you make of this? Okay, I'm actually gonna leave this for the next one, yeah. I'm gonna leave this for the next episode. We're gonna talk to Abel, see what he has to say about this, find a way to actually, you know, meet the Prev Spirit so we can complete the quest, and after that we're gonna go for questions and answers. As always, my friends, I want to thank you all for being here with me in the channel, watching some Rogue Trader. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We picked up some very cool new items. I'm very much looking forward to using them. Hopefully they will be good. Questions, suggestions, anything at all, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.